Boys like to overpromise and then underdeliver.
Single men who are looking for love and struggling with the modern dating climate.
You see that a man is not a real provider.
That the caliber of men versus women on Hinge is really imbalanced.
Social media wants you to be single.
What happens when millions of men decide that summer 2026 is about freedom, fun, and self-improvement instead of dating? Why are so many men choosing vacations, hobbies, fitness, and friendships over relationships this year? And why does that seem to be making some people nervous? Stay with us until the end of the video, because this summer may reveal one of the biggest shifts we've seen in modern dating culture.
If you are single, living in this economy, doing everything for yourself, you a bad bitch. All right? Like, gas is high, rent is high. Like, it is hard. Like, it is very, very challenging right now. Like, it is a privilege to get on a plane. Plane tickets are so high. Like, if you are a single mom, doing it by yourself, like, everybody need to be patting themselves on the back right now because, wow. And I don't see it changing for the foreseeable future, which is also extremely concerning. So if you put groceries in your refrigerator every week, if you pay your car note, if you pay your rent, if you doing all that by yourself, like, you need to give yourself some grace and be like incredibly proud of yourself because it is incredibly challenging right now as a single human being living in America.
For years, summer was seen as the season of romance, dating, and relationships. But in 2026, many men are approaching things differently. Instead of searching for love, they're focusing on enjoying life on their own terms.
You see that a man is not a real provider and has no leadership skills. It makes it so easy for you to lay by yourself every night. I'm not building up no grown-ass man. You're not coming to lay up in my house if you're not paying no bills. No consistency whatsoever. It's just, yeah. Repeated cycles. I'm sick of it. I'm gonna be 30 years old. I'm not in the business of teaching no man how to be a man. Like, if you don't know by now, I want to talk on the phone all day. Like, come over here. Come get me. Take me out on a date. Like, we're not doing this. Like, we're not doing this same shit. Stop settling for that bullshit. Stop letting, like, baby, I'm over it. I'm okay. I'm okay. The dating pool is trash. It's ass. Like, we're doomed. If you ain't found your person yet, we're doomed.
What surprises many people is how comfortable these men seem. They're traveling, hitting the gym, attending events, gaming with friends, and building memories without feeling the need to be in a relationship.
What I'm gonna do is be like, I don't need no woman. Fuck, man, I get home and I'm like, hey, man, I ain't trying to do no dishes. I don't want to do my laundry. I don't want to fold clothes. I don't want to clean. I don't want to sweep. I don't want to vacuum.
I always think it's very brave when these men who are very clearly single, not by choice, have accounts where they give other men dating advice as if it's worked for them so far. But I'm curious, Jay, what are you offering in return to this live-in, maid, cook, whatever you're looking for here?
And I will fix whatever the hell is broken in the damn house. I'll wash your car. I'll change the oil, change the brakes all day, maintain the yard to get home-cooked meals and get taken care of.
This man is very clearly just looking for a mommy at this point, yes, but he's also asking for a lot of very intensive labor. He wants a woman to be cooking every single day, cleaning, maintaining the house every single day, doing all of the laundry. He said it himself, someone taking care of him entirely like his mommy. And in return, he will be taking care of the yard. That's like a once or twice a week thing. Once or twice a month when the car needs washing, he'll wash it. Occasionally, if something breaks in the house, he'll fix it. Yeah, the divide there and the ROI sounds terrible. Most of us are perfectly fine just doing all of those things also and not having to do everything else for these guys.
A lot of men have become tired of the pressure that comes with modern dating. The expectations, the uncertainty, and the emotional ups and downs have pushed many to take a step back and focus on themselves.
So I think I finally understand why so many women just stay single after divorce. Because your world can just blow up spectacularly when somebody else joins the mix. You're getting your ego stroked over there and you're being held accountable over here. It just makes people act crazy. Like, at this point, I am good to stay single for the rest of my life because I cannot entertain that kind of chaos. Like, I don't know. I don't know how people do it.
And once men discover they can enjoy life without constantly chasing validation, something changes. They become more protective of their time, energy, and peace of mind.
Man, it must be hard to be single in 2026. Let me explain. How is it that now in 2026, you got full-grown men that just rely on Bumble, Tinder, dating apps to talk to women or shooting their shot in a DM? You're telling me no men have the fucking huevos, the balls, to go up to a woman and ask her what her name is, maybe get her number, or something like that. You're telling me all men just rely on dating apps now these days. Women, what do you guys think of that? Do you guys like a man that approaches you, or do you like the whole, hey, he shot his shot in the DM? Is it less of a like you can reject them so you don't feel as bad online, or do you like that personal, hey, how's it going? What's your name? You know, shakes your hand and everything. Let me know in the comments, because dating in 2026 is way different now. So share this with someone. Let's hear their opinion.
Social media has amplified this trend. Every day, men see examples of people finding fulfillment through fitness, business, travel, and hobbies rather than relationships. That message is resonating with millions.
This is a PSA for any single men who are looking for love and struggling with the modern dating climate. I want to share something with you that's going to put things in perspective. And I feel like this is really important. So if this is you, please stick around to the end of this video. I'm a dating coach. What I do is I share inside the female mind and help men understand what women are looking for in this modern dating culture. Now, I've had a few really interesting conversations with men lately where I've been sharing from my perspective what women are looking for, and their reaction is, wow, you're not like other women. And that's the point. I actually am. I represent the average woman. I am just like the majority of women. That's not the point. My point here, and this is what I want you to take away from this video, is that oftentimes, actually the majority of time, the loudest women online do not represent the majority of women offline. The thing is, the algorithm with social media, TikTok, Instagram, it rewards outrage, it rewards anger. So those women who come online and man shaming, man hating, the algorithm pushes that out. So when you are then scrolling Instagram, it makes you believe that that is the majority of women. It's not the case. I guarantee you, the women offline, majority of them are still looking for healthy masculine men. They still want to be met in love. And also, these women who are online, man-hating, man-shaming, saying, I don't need a man, they're coming from a place of hurt. So obviously, if they're hurting, underneath this hurt, there is actually a deep desire for them to be met in love by a man. There's still a deep craving for them to have a man in their life. Otherwise, they wouldn't be hurt. They wouldn't be angry. They wouldn't be disappointed. They would be neutral. And so this is what I want you to take away, is that you are still deeply needed. Women are still deeply craving to be met in love by healthy masculine men. So anytime you see something negative on your algorithm, block, delete, avoid, ignore, and come back to this truth that you are wanted. And if you are wanting to see yourself win in love, follow this account, because we show up every single day sharing tips, sharing advice from the female perspective of what we're looking for and trying to help you win in love. So save this video and come back tomorrow, because I'm showing up every single day sharing tips to give you the upper hand in dating.
What catches many women off guard is that these men don't appear lonely. In fact, many seem happier than ever. They're creating routines and lifestyles that don't revolve around dating.
Rant of the day. Why most women choose to be single in 2026 is because boys like to overpromise and then underdeliver, meaning their words are not matching their actions. They'll talk and talk and talk and talk, But then when it comes to actually doing what they said they were gonna do, they fall short. And it just could have been avoided. Like, you could have just shut the fuck up. Like, you could have just not said anything at all, you know. But they talk, they overpromise. So now my expectations up here, but he was lying. So now my expectations up here, and he's not meaning it because he's actually down here, you know. Like, that's just like, they just like and I know that's something only boys do. Like, I know like a real man's out there. He's going to be a man of his word, and that's what us women want. We want a man of his word. A man is only ever as good as his word. And I think that even applies to men, like being in business with one another. Like, if you see a motherfucker lying or like cheating on his wife or just like not keeping his word, okay, that's not a trustable person, you know. Like, oh, he's shady, he's weird, you know. So it applies in relationships, but I think it also like applies in business. Like, point of the matter is, I just don't know. We have some type of weird epidemic with men who love to lie when you just didn't have the same thing at all. Just be honest.
Many bachelors are now spending money on experiences instead of impressing people. They're investing in themselves, their goals, and their future rather than seeking approval from others.
I think being single nowadays is only hard for other people when they still do the same things. Like, they still romanticize somebody's potential. Instead of romanticizing their potential, romanticize being in your single era. Romanticize embracing the fact that you're alone and actually enjoying it. You don't know when you're going to meet the next person, so actually enjoying and sitting in that time is great, because you get to really know yourself. You become your own soulmate first, so that you actually are good to somebody else. Be confident in your own skin. It seems like everybody now is just not confident anymore. And be yourself. You're the only you that's out there. Instead of basing your mood off of, oh, he didn't text me or they didn't call me, and your whole mood is based off of that, and your whole day, focus on yourself. Take yourself on dates. Do that self-care day. Go on solo trips. Learn to actually love yourself first, so that you enjoy being single. It's not a bad thing to be single. And instead of waiting for them, choose you. You're waiting for them to choose you. You choose you. If you choose you, it doesn't matter if they choose you, because you've already been chosen. Just learn how to actually be single and happy, not just be single. There's a difference, because in 2026, being single is actually the real flex.
The biggest twist is that this isn't some organized movement. Men aren't making announcements. They're simply choosing different priorities and quietly enjoying the freedom that comes with it.
Social media wants you to be single. We all know it feeds men like thirst traps and like hot women. It tries to like catch their eye. We talk about that a lot. We talk about how like embarrassing that is for a guy to have that on his phone. But we don't really talk about the thirst traps that are being fed to women, which in my opinion are arguably a lot more damaging to relationships. There's so much content out there that is aimed at convincing women to be dissatisfied with their lives, specifically dissatisfied with the men in their lives. I'm talking about videos where a woman walks into her room and there's like a bag packed with like a perfectly handwritten note that's like, I'm whisking you off on a vacation and it's going to be so romantic. It's like this perfect looking guy. We've seen that for years on social media, and it gets fed to women who then look at it and are like, my boyfriend, my husband, he doesn't do that for me. What's even worse are the comments. Other girls will be like, if my future husband doesn't do this for me, I don't want him. This is the bare minimum. And then if you go into these Facebook groups or subreddits or anything like that where people are talking about relationships, if there's ever a woman with like a question like, my husband did this or that and we got in an argument or something, the comments are full of people being like, you need a divorce, you need to leave him, you could do so much better, there are so much better men out there, for like little things. Like, he swore or he got mad and like went for a walk. People will literally be like, that's narcissistic behavior. Every man on the planet is a narcissist and you need to leave him to find someone else that's better, but every man is that way. Like, it's just this cycle of doom and gloom and gross. If you are comparing your relationship to things that you see online, if you are taking the advice of people who have, no offense, failed relationships, you will become single. You just will. There's a reason that fewer and fewer people are having successful marriages or even getting married at all or staying in long-term committed relationships. I think social media is like wrecking it. And again, we talk about the men. We talk about how like men get unrealistic expectations for women based on the women that they see online. And it's like so damaging and like ew. But we never ever talk about the women getting unrealistic expectations online about what their men should be doing. And that's what's really destroying these relationships. Are there crappy men out there? Of course there are. But I think a lot of women think that their marriages are worse than they actually are because of everything they're being fed on social media. And a lot of women are wondering why their relationships are failing or why they can't find a good man. It's because they're comparing all the time, or they're listening to naysayers who want you to be single. Be careful about what you take in from social media.
As more men embrace this lifestyle, dating dynamics continue to shift. The assumption that men will always be chasing relationships is becoming less certain with every passing year.
And just to keep it short and sweet, if your girl is friends with me, or she's a friend of one of my friends, and there's a possibility we're gonna go out together this summer, do not piss her off and do not hurt her feelings. Matter of fact, just talk to her before y'all get to the argument. Because if y'all argue, or you piss her off, or you hurt her feelings, and she comes outside with me.
So I strongly believe that the caliber of men versus women on Hinge is really imbalanced. Now, this is just my perception, but I think men on Hinge see it as a game. They just are on there for a bit of validation. They can't commit to one girl and a date in case something better comes up. And I also just genuinely think to myself quite regularly that a lot of the incredible women that I know, very talented, very intelligent, gorgeous girls, are single because men these days don't like a strong woman who will put them in their place and stand up for themselves, because it means they will actually have to stand up and be a man. So all the good ones are just here chilling. Anyways, that's my 2 cents.
And that leads to an important question. If millions of men are genuinely happy being single, what happens to a dating culture that depends on men constantly pursuing relationships?
So I've been in the bar having this conversation with this female, and she was like, anybody that's single in 2026, I feel like that's a red flag. Shut up. You sound stupid. I got more time behind me than I got in front of me. I got churn. I'm not about to waste no more time. As high as gas is, you think I really want to live this life by myself? You think I sign up to be by myself, having to pay for everything? No, I just at the point now where I just done lying to myself. If I knew it ain't gonna work, it ain't gonna work. I'm not about to do all them different type of chances and this and this and this and this. After one phone call, after one date, you should already know if this gonna work or not. It ain't no maybe this can work, or maybe the first date ain't been this, I'ma give it the second. No, ain't no more second chances. Maybe I might die tomorrow, so it ain't no maybe today.
So here's the real question. Are men avoiding dating this summer because they're giving up on relationships, or because they're discovering they can have just as much fun without them?
Men stopped playing by the rules, and now everyone's freaking out. Let's break down why silence has become the loudest move.